Good morning, everyone. At the Palm Beach Synagogue, we started a course called the Solomon Leadership Program, teaching high school kids how to be future leaders. Leadership is critical because nothing important can ever be accomplished by one person alone. You have to be able to inspire others to join the noble cause that you believe in. Moshe Rabbeinu emerges in this week's Torah portion as the greatest Jewish leader to ever live, the one who redeemed the Jewish people from Egypt, the one who got the Torah from heaven and brought it down to earth and gave it to the Jewish people and to all of humanity, and the one who led the Jewish people for 40 years in the desert to the promised land. But what was it about Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, that he was selected to be the one to be the leader of the Jewish nation? And so there is a midrash that tells the following story. The Torah says that Moshe Rabbeinu was shepherding the flock of his father-in-law when he saw the burning bush, and that's when God summoned him to go and redeem the Jewish people from slavery. And the Midrash says that what did God observe about Moshe Rabbeinu? That when he was shepherding the flock of his father-in-law, one little sheep ran off because he couldn't keep up with the pack. And Moshe Rabbeinu ran after that sheep and lovingly lifted him up in his arms, embraced him, and brought the sheep back to the flock. You know, sometimes when you're a leader, you look at the masses and you say, well, there's always going to be a few individuals who unfortunately will not keep up with the others, but that's sort of the price of leadership, that there's always going to be those who fall behind. But not Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu saw himself as the leader of every single Jew and every single sheep, and he would not even allow one to go astray. And here we have the powerful lesson of true leadership. True leadership is where you care for each and every individual that you lead, that you are a shepherd to every single member of the community, that even those who are weak or vulnerable or straying, you tend to them and you retrieve them with love and you draw them back in and provide for all of their needs, like Moshe Rabbeinu, who went and helped the sheep get water and returned the sheep to its flock. A week ago, there was a marathon in West Palm Beach, and it's inspiring to see people get up 5 o'clock in the morning and run 26 miles. But the greatest inspiration I received at the marathon was watching a father with a special needs child running the race while pushing his child in the wheelchair, and his child was beaming with joy as his father pushed him for 26 miles. That is leadership. Leadership is being a leader to your family, to your friends, and saying to every member of your community, you are important, you are vital to the greater whole. You cannot be forgotten, forsaken, or neglected. Even this child who had special needs, his father pushed him for 26 miles, saying to his child, you can do it, you matter, you can make a difference. There was a story that happened in 1992 at the Barcelona Olympics. There was a runner, a sprinter from Britain. His name was Derek Redmond, and he was running the sprint race, and in the middle of the race he fell to the ground and started to cry in excruciating pain as he tore his hamstring. The audience rose to their feet to see what would happen, when suddenly he pushed himself up, and in his pain he started to limp towards the finish line. Everyone in the audience, 70,000 people, started to applaud him, when suddenly a man dashed down from the bleachers and started to run onto the field. The security ran after him to try to stop him, but he zigzagged his way through the security till he reached the runner, Derek. He put his hand around Derek, and Derek tried to push him away, but then he turned around and he saw it was his father. And father and son embraced in tears on the court. And then his father said, Derek, you don't have to continue. You can come off the court. And Derek said, no, I have to finish the race. And so the father said, if you have to finish the race, then we're going to do it together. He put his son's arm around his shoulder, and he helped him limp till the finish line, as 70,000 spectators rose to their feet and gave them a standing ovation. And millions of viewers around the world were inspired that day by Derek Redmond. You see, no one remembers who won the 1992 sprint race in the Olympics in Barcelona. No one knows who came in first place, but everyone knows who came in last place, Derek Redmond. Because you see, to be a champion, to be a winner, you don't have to be first place in the race of life. You don't have to even complete the race. All you have to do is run your race and complete your race and finish your course. And if you do the best you can do, and you realize that you are important and you matter in the big picture of life, and as a leader you look out for the needs of every individual, then we've learned the message that God taught Moshe Rabbeinu. Have a wonderful day.